internet. So back on the RD. No oil leak since last week. It's been stood for a week or so, so that's good. The little job for today is mindful that the handlebars are chrome, and of course they should be black. So bought a nice set of genuine bars from Yambits. Going to pop these on. Check the two-stroke oil, check the tyre pressures, and then get out on it for a little tootle. So yeah, okay, let's just get these swapped over. Brakes still feel good, by the way, and let's get out on it. Okay, super. Right then, the handlebars are different. Let me just show you. So, obviously the chrome ones are the ones I've taken off. The black ones are the ones I have from Yambits. As you can see, they are a little different. See that? So they're different shape and they're longer. Well, actually, they might not be longer. It might just because the chrome ones have got bar end weights on, which there isn't even the fittings in the Yambits ones for those. So, and of course, 5-minute job rule, can't get that out. So the screw is just turned in, and it seems to be a rubber. Well, I've never heard of that before, but you know, I might be well wrong. It's just a rubber insert in the end of the bar with a nut in it. So it's been timed, and obviously it's been timed a long time ago. So trying to use an Allen key on the end of the bar there, and it's just spinning. So I can actually hear something moving around in the bar, in the handlebars. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get a new one of these. You can see here this has been cut, bit of a bodge, and looking at the other one as well, the other one has as well. So yeah, look, somebody's cut that off to make it fit. So I'll have to get a couple of handlebar grips, new throttle tube, and whatever I need to finish off the ends. Maybe there is nothing to finish off the ends. Maybe these are the handlebar rubbers are just sealed on the end and just push up onto the end of the bar. Yeah, okay, so back to Yambits, and back with some more ordering, and obviously not going to get out on it today, am I? So hey ho, we will get there eventually. Okay, see you as soon as the parts arrive. Hey internet, so the parts arrived and it's Friday again, so I've got some time to work on the bike. Throttle tube, new handlebar grips. It's going to be interesting to see if the bike does feel any different going out, because they are a slightly different shape and they are smaller than the bars that we took off. Don't know what they were off, but you know, we couldn't reuse the handlebar grips because obviously they'd been cut down. So let's get these bobbed on and get the bike back together, and let's get out on it for a bit. Okay, crack on. When I got all the parts, it was a relatively straightforward job. I suppose it's the thing, isn't it? Every time you take an old bike apart a little bit, you always find something that's going to need replacing. So Interesting about those bars being the wrong ones though. I mean, I knew they were wrong because they were chrome, but I didn't realise they were just the wrong shape. And you know what? And I think the bike looks better for these. It looks better. It looks right. So I have to confess, I've just spent the last 10 minutes thinking, what on earth does this bolt fit? You know, because I always have a little pot for the parts I'm removing. You know, when I'm doing any work, so I can make sure everything's gone back in the right place, and you know I've used everything that I should be using. And I've been scratching my head, pulling my hair out. Where's this big long? And it's you know, it's the olive green, so it's definitely a Yamaha bolt. I'm thinking, where on earth is it from? Anyway, it's from those flipping bar ends, wasn't it? So it isn't I've missed anything. It's just you know, it's surplus to requirements now. Right, okay, so just fired the bike up, started first kick, which is absolutely brilliant because it's been a bit of a bugger to start the last few times I've given it a go. Brakes still feel really good, clutch and everything's fine. The mirrors actually seem to sit where they should be now because the angle on these bars is different than the angle on the other ones, so hopefully that'll be a bit better. So I'll get kitted up and let's take her out for a bit of a blast. just brilliant. I love that bike. It just brings out the hooligan in you. It really does. It takes you right back to when you were, you know, snotty 17-year-old. Or, well, 18. You couldn't ride them when I got to 17. They'd already brought the 125 war in, so previously it had been you could ride 250 when you were 17 on an L plate, couldn't you? And then it was the 125s maximum until you'd pass your test. So yeah, oh, what a bike, just what a bike. Well, I tell you what, the new brakes have made all, and you know, servicing the calipers and new brake pads has made all the difference. It stops like a really, well, like a good bike. I'm sure people who ride modern bikes would say they're absolutely pile of crap, but I haven't ridden a modern bike for quite a few years really, and the most modern thing I ride on a regular basis is my Transalp, and that's from 1987. So yeah, it's they feel really good. They felt really wooden before, and now, you know, they're progressive and good. Bike is running really, really well. You can't fault it, and you know what? It's just amazing, really. You can tootle along, and then when you hit that 7,000 RPM and the power band, it just goes mental. It just goes absolutely mental. It's just a pisser, it really is. The bars, they did feel a little bit narrow when I first, you know, the first part of my test ride, and it was making me think, God, it's making the bike feel even smaller than it did before. But bearing in mind, I've been commuting to the office on the Transalp this week, because the weather's just so lovely at the moment. You know, it's just mad. It's due to be absolutely lovely next week as well. So, you know, I won't use the truck at all. And it's a good 23 miles, my commute. It's really busy. It allows me to do lots of filtering and get home, you know, in a reasonable amount of time, rather than being sat in traffic in Stoke-on-Trent. It's bloody horrible. So, yeah, the bike is going to feel small because I've just got off the Transalp, but it's just brilliant. I love it. And you know, even on the way back, it just felt, it's like putting on an old pair of slippers. It's just comfortable, it feels sure-footed, and even on these little skinny wheels, it's just great. So the little bit of work we've done has really paid off. There's nothing to do with the engine, you know. It's got loads of two-stroke oil in there. I checked that was okay the other day as well. I've checked the gearbox oil, that hasn't dropped at all. I mean, it's not leaking, but you know, I just wanted to make sure it hadn't settled and, you know, needed a little bit more in there. I think the next thing I've got to do is give it a really good clean. I know there's some areas of the frame that need painting. I might strip it down at the end of the season and you know, paint the frame properly. I'm not so much for plastic coating, you know. I'd like to keep it painted and, you know, keep it quite original really. This seat cover, I had to put it on because the actual seat is just so shiny. I fly off. Well, it feels like I'm going to fly off, and I spend more time concentrating on trying to grip onto the seat than anything else. So I put one of these seat covers on this, and it just stops you moving around really while you're riding. As I said before, the mirror position seems better. The angle of the bars is different, and they do. You know, you get a lot of shoulder in there, but you know, I'm not exactly a small guy, so they work really well. So yeah, really pleased. Little test ride, brilliant. Last time I went out on it, it almost broke down, but that was because of the dodgy battery. But yes, obviously that's been replaced as well. I don't really think there's anything else to do to it other than enjoy it. So yeah, thanks very much for sticking with me, and I hope you enjoyed this little RD series. There'll be more when we get out on it again, but this was really just to wrap up the little repairs that we've been doing. So thanks very much. I hope you've enjoyed it. See you soon. Bye.